Day 2 then, it's the next morning. You've seen both cars having their inspections done. They're sat out here beside me. And the inspection findings weren't hideous, were they? I mean, the grey car particularly doesn't need much work, by our standards anyway. The black car doesn't need masses of work, but a previous garage hasn't had their finest hour when they've been working on that. I mean, they haven't butchered anything or done any of the work incorrectly. They've just kind of done half a job in a couple of places, but the less said about that, the better. Anyway, what we're going to do this morning is get into it and talk about why we don't really sell, where is it, convertible cars. So why do we stock and sell very few 911 convertibles? Well, the answer to that is a pretty straightforward and short one. They don't sell as well as the coupe cars. But we can't end the video as bluntly as that, so I better elaborate. Why are the convertibles less popular than the coupe cars? And the reasons why, I think, are the same reasons why I prefer a coupe car to a convertible. So we're just stood out here looking at the back of these two cars. A 911 has always had a curved rear end like that. It's the iconic 911 shape, and they've never changed it too much. But look, we look back at these two cars. Sorry about my camera work. When you cut the roof off of a 911 and put that soft top hood on there, you lose a lot of that shape. And to me, the back end of that convertible there is just not as pretty as the back end of that coupe car there. So that's one of the main reasons, as simple as that. The coupe car to me, and surely to a lot of people, hence why it's more popular, sorry, it's just a prettier car. Right, let's delve into some more reasons. I think what we ought to do is get into the convertible and go for a drive. So I'm out on the road in the convertible car with its soft top roof. So let's talk about other things that make this car less popular to most than the coupe car. So I'm on one of my favourite roads here. It's got a nice stretch of different corners and straights and whatnot. I've used it in the videos lots of times, and the handling of this car, again with its soft top roof, just isn't as poised as a coupe car. It's compromised because that hard top roof in the coupe car isn't just to keep the rain off your head, it's of course structural, and it's giving the car rigidity. So cutting that off, this car just feels a little bit, look, here we go, there's a nice corner here. It's not as poised, it's not as sharp on the nose, and you can feel it just kind of rolling a little bit more and flexing, the body flexing more than the coupe car would around the same corner at the same speeds. So in a nutshell, a very brief nutshell, the handling characteristics and ability of the convertible car isn't as good as the coupe car, and that makes the coupe more popular. Because to me, and I think to a lot of people buying a 911, I don't buy, well, I buy 911s because it's our business, but I don't drive and like 911s because I want to look flash and I want to pose. The predominant reason is I buy a 911 because I absolutely love the way that they drive and the way that they feel when you're driving them. So I don't want that compromised, and I think a lot of people that like 911s and are buying 911s feel exactly the same. It's not to pose and look flashy, although they're a lovely looking car. It's because you love the way that they drive. So yeah, you don't want that compromised by the rigidity of the car being lessened by the roof being cut off. Other things that might make the cabriolet car less popular than the coupe, although there's small issues, I'm probably being a bit pernickety here. Naturally, having the soft top roof, the car is a bit louder inside. It's less sound deadened than the coupe car. So if you're travelling particularly at motorway speeds, you do get more wind noise in here, and you do get more kind of road tyre noise. Particularly if it's raining as well. If it's raining, the noise of the road becomes that much louder in the cabriolet car in comparison to the coupe car. And I mean, a 911, a lot of people might want to use them daily, particularly when they're newer, because they're an all-rounder, aren't they? They can do it all. So if you're using a cabriolet daily, that added noise might be a bit annoying, and you know, you're more likely to go for the coupe. So there's that, and also you might hear as we're driving along going over bumps and stuff, they just tend to rattle a little bit. All cabriolets with a soft top hood, there's a lot going on in that hood, and they just tend to rattle a bit. So again, if you're using the car a lot, or you're using it daily, that might be a bit annoying, and it might sway you to go towards the coupe car. Again, as well, I mean, if you are going to use the car regularly, you might be leaving it in certain car parks overnight and that sort of thing, and it becomes a bit more of a security risk having a soft top hood, because spiteful people can put a blade through the hood and then it's spoiled, which you can't do with the coupe, of course. So yeah, there's another reason why the cabriolet might be less popular. So why would you want to buy an ugly, compromised, poor handling, rattly, noisy convertible? Well, we're in England, so usually with our weather I'd say I don't know, but today's one of those rare days where the sun's actually decided it wants to shine. This is pretty nice with the roof down, with the sun out. You can't do this in the coupe car. I've just been bleating on about how the coupe is the better car and why I prefer it and why this is compromised and why it's less popular, but I don't get to drive many convertibles because, as the whole video is about, we don't stock many. So this is a bit of a novelty, me driving this convertible around with the roof down in the sun. And on a day like today, when the sun is actually shining in England, you kind of get it. It's yeah, it's quite pleasant. We've actually got a Boxster in front of us with the roof down as well. Yeah, you kind of get it. So yeah, that's why you'd buy a convertible 911, isn't it? Because if you're looking specifically for a convertible car, but I've just thought, I was just saying that the coupe is more of an all-rounder, and in the ways that I was talking about, it is more of an all-rounder, but in other ways this is more of an all-rounder, because if you're looking for a convertible but at the same time you are a bit of a driver and you appreciate a sports car that handles well, what better convertible to buy than a 911? Because although it is compromised by its handling a little bit, by what, 5-10% at most, it still drives like a 911. If you were to buy a Mercedes SLK, or I don't know, some other bog standard convertible, it's not going to drive anything like a 911. So buy one of these, you can still get the roof down, enjoy the sun, but when the mood takes you, you can still whack it into manual mode. I do anyway. Drop it down some gears. And it still goes like a 911. Sounds good with the roof down too. that's me done then. I'm going to wrap up the video here. I think I've kind of summarised my thoughts on why the Coupe is the more popular car than the Cabriolet, with a bit of contradiction in there for good measure. My heart still lies with the Coupe, the grey one's still sat inside there. But having driven around in the convertible today with that hood down in the glorious sunshine, I do understand why people like a convertible, and if you want your second or third car specifically to be a convertible, I get why you choose it over the Coupe. And I of course understand why you choose your convertible as a 911, because it's still a proper sports car. Anyway, if I've missed any points, if there are any other reasons why you'd have the Cabriolet over the Coupe or vice versa, let me know. Maybe I've been talking a load of nonsense. And sorry if this video's been a bit boring, because it's only had me in the video and not the main man Ollie or anyone else. Normality will resume in the next one. Anyway, if you want a horrible convertible, there's one up for sale on the website, and also a lovely Coupe. So check them out. Until the next one, cheers.